Ahead at 9, a carjacking and pursuit ends in a violent collision. Multiple cars involved and 6 people injured.
Air rage on a flight from LAX to Boston. A man tries to open the emergency door mid-flight and attacks a crew member. We'll hear from a passenger who witnessed the ordeal.
Sunshine and dry weather today, temperatures in the mid-60s. But before the week is over, we have yet another rain chance. We'll deal with it on Futurecast.
Weight Watchers wants to get into the business of dispensing weight loss drugs, and it's eyeing the Ozempic market. But how will that work?
This is Kcal News Mornings.
Good morning. Almost 9 o'clock. We have a nice, beautiful day, and we're just going to focus on today, right? Not the rest of the week. Good morning.
Well,
you are watching Kcal News Mornings at 9. Today is Tuesday, March 7th. I'm Rudabeh Shabazi.
And I'm Jamie Yukas. I just feel like we should let the people know.
We
I
should
will.
let them know.
Like
rain is coming back.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
But
that
Friday.
Tuesday sucks.
But Friday.
Fit of the week, but
Yeah,
okay.
pretty
Later,
much.
a couple days.
I know, but it's coming. I mean, I for some reason mentally
It'll
I have
always
a-
rain again, Jamie.
I know. I have this
Always
like
rain
mental
again.
block that like we were done and we were moving into this next season and it was going to be
I can
great.
feel how mad
You know what I mean? I just have all
sad you
this
are.
tension inside that's in the
It
forecast.
did feel like
This
it was
magical
behind
thing
us.
called spring, and it won't come. This eternal winter.
I mean, we have to turn the clocks ahead on Monday. It's like, give me some sunshine and average temperatures, please.
Give it
You
to
are
her,
every
Paul.
person, aren't you? Jamie is speaking. You're channeling yourself through Jamie.
I hope you're less angry.
All
You're
right.
just
Well,
disappointed. You're not angry.
I
Take
better,
it away, Paul,
I better
with
make
that.
this forecast sunnier really quickly. Well, today, thumbs up for Jamie. Tomorrow, thumbs up for Jamie. Thursday, thumbs up. Friday, not so much. We'll get there. 64 degrees your high today. LAX looking good. It is 57 degrees at Long Beach. The wind is calm. I guess a sunny 64-degree day doesn't carry the weight that I thought it would, but we'll get back to normal soon. More sunshine today. Temperatures are closer to average, within 5 degrees of average, but that rain does return later on this week. Let's take a look at the radar right now. We are coming up dry. You'll be tough to find any clouds out there today, but our next weather maker is just spinning off the Oregon coastline. That will give us a chance of rain later this week, although computer models now are beginning to shift the track a little bit farther north. If you're looking to avoid heavy rainfall, that is good news for us. Coming up in the extended forecast, 70-degree weather. It's out there. But right now, let's take a look at the roads with Kalina. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. We have traffic out there this morning. Lots of it to tell you about. Look at all that red. It's still here. Usually by this time, it's more so green, but not the case today. We have several crashes to add to the delays out there. One of them on the westbound 210 right at the 605. We have the right lane blocked off here, so that's causing a backup off of the 57. You might want to take the 10 through West Covina, but it is slowing down. It does pick up, though, once you get past the 605. And then here we have a stalled semi, northbound 5 right at Norwalk Boulevard, right lane blocked off, not really causing a major backup, but once you get past that, look at all of that red heading into downtown. Really slow speeds there. And then here, we'll start watching this crash. Westbound 91 at the 710, left lane blocked off. That's a backup out of Cerritos. Ladies, back to you.
All right, Kalina, thank you for that. We do have some breaking news. A series of smash and grab burglaries in Hollywood and Koreatown.
Let's check in with the assignment manager, Mark Liu. He is at the desk where all the latest news updates come in. Mark.
Yeah, Rudabeh, LAPD says they have multiple businesses hit overnight in the Hollywood and Koreatown areas, all by the same suspects, all smash and grabs. Now, I put news crews at all of them. Let's go out to live pictures first of the business in Hollywood that was hit. This is the Sally's Beauty Supply on Santa Monica Boulevard. You can see broken glass on the front door and window. LAPD says this happened at about 4:30 a.m. 3 men dressed in dark clothing used something to smash the glass here, then entered the business and ransacked the place. They got away with some merchandise here, and also we see a sign that says this business is now temporarily closed. But they also hit a second place, according to LAPD. I've got security video of that. Take a look at this. This is on Melrose. It's the Sweet Corner Bake Shop. You can see near the bottom of your screen, glass breaks, a potted plant falls over, and then burglars enter the building. They immediately start looking for things to steal. You can see 2 of them appear on camera. They think a third may have been in a getaway car. They look under cabinets and on shelves, and then they eventually go right for that cash register in the center of the screen using some sort of crowbar to loosen it from the desk and take it away. But that wasn't the only place they hit. There were 2 more businesses hit in Koreatown. Take a look. Same burglars, we think. This is from an outside security camera at a Korean barbecue restaurant near 6th and Western. A short time later, 3 men dressed exactly the same as the Hollywood burglars use a metal pole to break the window of a restaurant and enter. In this one, a security guard told our photographer these burglars got away with $30. That's it. And they broke a very expensive window in the process. And they hit another restaurant in the same strip mall and got away with pocket change. That's it. Now, LAPD says all 3 burglars are on the loose. They were last seen leaving in a white SUV. I'm going to keep following this story. Until then, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you. 2 of the 4 Americans kidnapped by armed gunmen and in a Mexico border city on Friday have been found dead. The other 2 are alive and getting medical care. One of the 2 survivors is severely injured. On Friday, Latavia Tay McGee, Shahid Woodard, Eric James Williams and Zindell Brown traveled in a white minivan to the Mexican city of Matamoros. The FBI says their vehicle came under fire by heavily armed men, and then the Americans were thrown into a pickup, and this is video of it. Family members say they were a tight-knit group of friends traveling from South Carolina to Mexico so that one of them could get a tummy tuck across the border. And we have developing news. A police chase ended in a violent crash, injuring several innocent people.
It all started with a carjacking. Kcal News reporter Rick Montanez has details.
2 innocent drivers injured in this pursuit crash here. It happened at Washington Boulevard and Western Avenue. The road is open, but you see there's still a lot of debris left there. Police say the pursuit driver likely ran a red light and struck both of those innocent drivers here. Investigators tell us the concern for innocent people getting caught in a pursuit is part of what they consider when deciding to start and continue these pursuits.
It's something that every officer takes into serious consideration. It's somewhat of a balance test to figure out if they should continue to pursue the vehicle or not, depending on the circumstances. Like I mentioned, this vehicle was taken in an armed robbery, so that's somewhat of a more serious crime.
This is a look at the scene just after the crash this morning around 12:40. LAPD says officers arrested 4 people who were in that pursuit car. They were in a gray 4-door Honda Accord. It was reported stolen last night around 8 from LAPD's Southeast Division in South LA. The victim there, we're told, was pistol whipped. They say the Accord was heading west on Washington Boulevard when it struck the other cars heading south on Western and east on Washington. Officers say the stolen Honda was spotted in downtown LA overnight, and when police tried to pull the driver over, they did not stop, and that's when the pursuit began. Officers had pulled back on the pursuit, going into what they call tracking mode, where they ease up and watch the suspect driver from a distance. But in this case, that driver crashed into those other 2 innocent drivers. We're told the person behind the wheel of the stolen Honda was a 20-year-old woman with 3 teenagers in her car. All 4 of them are facing charges for armed robbery. In LA's Harvard Heights neighborhood, Rick Montanez, Kcal News.
Quite a story, Rick. Thank you. A man on a flight from LAX to Boston was arrested and charged after allegedly stabbing a flight attendant and tampering with the emergency side door. Francisco Torres caused panic on a United Airlines flight Sunday. He's seen on video going after a crew member and allegedly stabbing the victim with a broken spoon. He then hit another person. Other passengers quickly tackled the man, and the crew was able to restrain him until he was arrested. Before the attack, though, the man also tried to open one of the plane's emergency doors. This video was recorded by Lisa Olson. Here's what she saw.
Many men from the plane jumped up, followed him, tackled him to the ground, and there were probably about 4 to 6 of them that sat on top of him to restrain him. The flight crew, immediately had zip ties to zip tie his feet and his arms. He was still screaming, and he somehow escaped from the zip ties. They put new ones on him, but people at that point, once we knew that there were only, 1 additional set of zip ties left, people were sending up their belts to help restrain him.
I mean, think about that.
That's
the
terrifying.
zip ties didn't keep him restrained. United says the unruly passenger is now banned from all its flights. I would hope so.
Well, I would hope so.
And no one was injured, luckily, in this chaos. That's the good news here.
And a cross-country flight, too. Very scary. All right, meantime, Governor Gavin Newsom is taking on Walgreens over the right to abortion. The governor tweeted
right.
from his personal account, quote, California won't be doing business with Walgreens or any company that cowers to extremists and puts women's lives at risk. We are done. The tweet comes days after Walgreens decided to stop distributing abortion pills to 20 states following legal pressure from the Republican leaders of those states. The governor has promised to make California a safe haven for women seeking an abortion following the overturning of Roe v. Wade last year.
Now, this is a confusing story for people because you see that drug right there. Walgreens says it will offer those in all its stores after the FDA in January was allowing stores to dispense abortion pills previously only available by doctors or by mail. So it's a very convoluted story at this
And
point.
at risk.
The Kcal News Mornings at 9, streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. Hope you're having a little fun, doing a little dance as you take a live look outside there. Let's go to Paul for your next weather. Enjoy the day, as we've been talking about. Carpe diem.
I know, right? Might as well be walking on the sun, or isn't that
I don't
fun?
remember.
All right, well, we've got sunshine, so let's cue up every song we can come up with that involves sunshine, because it is gorgeous outside. Lots of blue sky. Enjoy it. We get to enjoy it all day long. This is where we started this morning. Let's go over to the weather maps and talk about what we have with our temperatures. They were brisk again. Moreno Valley down to 40, Pomona 40, Redlands 42, Anaheim, you weren't that bad, 47. North Glendale 38, 6 degrees above freezing. In Palmdale, you started your day off at 36, but we are warming up rapidly. Santa Monica, beautiful town, beautiful weather, 55 degrees. The end of Route 66. It is 55 there right now. 60 in Burbank, 61 for Santa Ana. These are your highs today. This is kind of where we should be at lunchtime. This is as warm as we're going to get, even with full sunshine, which is strong sunshine. It's early March. Should feel more spring-like. Won't today. Riverside 59 and San Bernardino only 60 degrees. Let's fast forward to the weekend. On the other side of a storm that will come through and give us a rain chance on Friday, there could be a few lingering showers on Saturday, although that chance is now decreasing. 68 degrees, almost back to average. And Sunday we are dry with a high of 65. So sunshine now, sunshine on Sunday. What's happening between now and then? This guy is. We are still very stormy to the north. You can see far northern California, which is so much wetter than us historically, but they've just been getting pounded with rainfall and snow the past several weeks. They will continue to get 2 more direct hits between now and then. We will get a glancing blow later on this week. This is what we think the radar will look like in the future. We call it Futurecast. We're sunny today. We are dry, a little bit cloudier tomorrow. As we head toward Thursday, there it is. Northern California first. Latest computer models bring some lighter rain, not a major storm, lighter rainfall into Southern California. It will be more significant Santa Barbara and points north, but likely not for us. And the latest forecast models do clear it by sunrise on Saturday. So mostly sunny skies all day long today. We're actually pleasant through Thursday. So the next 3 days, we're looking pretty good to get outside. Friday is going to be soggy, but the heaviest rainfall and the flooding problems will likely stay to our north. We'll keep you posted. 60s today, tomorrow, Thursday, up to 68 on Thursday. After the storm, look at next Monday, 70 degrees. For our valleys, we have a slight warming trend on Thursday before that rain chance on Friday. 71 next Monday. Who knew we'd be so excited about 70s? Inland Empire, only 60 degrees. This is our 15th straight day cooler than average. You have a rain chance on Friday, and final stop will be the high desert in the mid-50s today, up to 65 on Thursday before a rain chance on Friday. That is your Kcal forecast.
You know, Paul, if you don't work this out that we don't get more rain after this next rain, I'm sending Danny Trejo over to you.
Uh-oh.
He's Hollywood's nicest bad guy. He's an actor, has a taco empire, and is in the donut business. Now he started his own music label. What can't he do? Danny Trejo is here along with one of the artists from the music label, Amora J. Thank you both so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Danny,
you.
I do want to talk to you, but Amora, I was listening to your stuff this morning. You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you so much.
You're giving me Selena vibes. Have you gotten that before?
I have gotten that before, yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
How is it that the two of you got connected? And talk to me about some of the other artists on the label.
Everything good that's happened to me has happened as a direct result of helping someone else. And I started helping this young lady that wanted to be a singer, and we got her going, but then she got into trouble, but I'd already got 2 other singers. I got Tara and Amora, and I put her on detox about 3 times, and then finally she did good, and then she decided to go her own way singing, so I had Amora and Tara, so we that's
Started a label.
The label, yeah, you know. And
You have Joey Coda too.
Coda the barber. Absolutely did.
But that's how did you? So you just wanted to help somebody out, and it turned in. This just happens to you, doesn't it?
So I got in the taco business. I helped the director, and the producer happened to be in the restaurant business, and he said, "Why don't you start a restaurant?" Jokingly, I said, Trejo's Tacos.
And now look, the tacos are everywhere.
We're putting one in Detroit and one in London.
You are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, London.
International.
London people love tacos.
I bet they do. Amor, when you heard from Danny that he was going to be starting this record label, what went through your mind, and did you think, oh my goodness, pinch me?
You know, I grew up with Danny, you know. I grew up on Spy Kids, so just knowing that somebody took interest in me was overwhelming for me in such like the best way possible. So it was a blessing, and I was in shock, to be honest. I couldn't believe it.
It's so funny because she came to the restaurant and said, you know, I can sing, but everybody does. So I shined her on to. And finally she's got mad and started singing a cappella. And it's like my brain said, you're really dumb. You are dumb.
You wanted us to hear a little a cappella. Could you do it like 10 seconds for us?
Yeah. I'm gonna sing Etta James.
Okay.
Unless my love has come along, my lonely days are over, and life is like a song.
Wow! Oh my goodness! You have everybody in the studio clapping.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you just came in and started singing for him and said, "Hey, this is what I want to do."
Yeah. Basically.
She'd come in a couple of times, and I was playing the big record producer. I'm really busy right now. You see my face. And then finally she started singing, and my people that always talk to me, you know, here, you're really stupid. And so I came out
She's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah. And so we got an album coming out this month. Soldies Forever. And there's other people on it. Her, Tara New, Coda the Barber, Baby Bash. Trish, is Trish on this one?
Trish is not on it, I don't think. But Frankie J is as well.
Frankie J and
lots of names.
Oldies, but with a new kind of theme, you know. Oldies were where I'm from, you know. So.
Well, I see a guitar in your hat right now. Have you always been interested in music?
This was actually given to me by Carlos Santana.
Really?
Know, so, yeah.
Oh, who's that again? No. A little known person.
I played Carlos Santana in a movie, but it was called Delta Farce, and he was a general. It wasn't, and the whole movie. I would say, yeah, my name is Carlos Santana. And they go, the singer? No, not the singer. You know what I mean? And so he gave me the hat.
He just gave it to you. And there you go. Well, you've had so many parts like that, you know, in so many movies. You play the bad guy a lot.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's like a face like this, you never get the girl. Only in real life.
Oh, you get the girl in real life.
But Tom Cruise gets me. But I've got seven cemeteries coming out, and then I've got the binge coming out, and then I've got 1521 coming out. So I play Magellan.
You're a busy guy.
Thank God. You know, so I just came back from Vegas. We did a movie called The Wrecker. I got to go back and finish that. You know, and tomorrow I go to Ohio to speak at some colleges.
Wow. Well, I love your story. You are an ex-felon. You grew up here in Los Angeles. You're part of gang culture, and now you have really made it, and you're inspiring and helping others. Amara J, we can see you too at the Fillmore.
Yes, the Fillmore Theater. Yes, on the 25th of March.
It might be sold out, but
it's sold out now. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
But we have more shows coming up, so
stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We're doing El Paso, Texas.
Dallas and Albuquerque.
Dallas and Albuquerque, New Mexico. Yeah.
So if people want to travel, there's opportunities, and then you'll be back, I'm sure, to Southern California, and we'll be checking you out.
We'll be seeing you again.
Well, Danny, you and I've met you several times.
I know.
I love your shoe collection.
Me too.
Yes, we were talking about that. So thank you for coming in. We really appreciate it. And Amor J,
thank you so
congratulations
much.
on everything.
You.
Good luck. You can find more information about the concert and Danny's new music label by going to kcalnews.com and clicking Seen on TV. Kleena, over to you. I know you were clapping very hardcore for Amor J.
Her voice was silky smooth. It was amazing. I loved it. Loved the interview. And guess what? It's time to play Stump the Studio. studio. And we're talking about Danny. Today's question is about our guest, Danny Trejo. So, what famous filmmaker, Danny, you can't answer this, by the way.
Can you give me a clue, though, Danny?
Don't
right
give her
here.
a clue either. What famous filmmaker is related to Danny? So, A, Andy Garcia, B, Robert Rodriguez, C, Eva Longoria, or D, Guillermo del Toro. You cannot answer it right
Danny,
now.
come on, give me a hint.
No, stop. I see it happening. I'm gonna give you the answer in just a little bit. No cheating.
I think he muttered it.
During the break.
They might cheat. Okay, I mean, he's here. I don't blame you. Let's have some fun.
Still to come, Weight Watchers wants to get in the business of dispensing weight loss drugs, and it's eyeing the Ozempic market. We'll explain next. Plus, Tyler Perry explores a big business move. He's in talks to buy a huge stake of BET from Paramount, but he could be outbid by another media titan. Stay with us. Welcome back. Taking a live look out at LAX right now. It's a beautiful sunny day. Enjoy it while you still can. Yeah. Meantime, a controversial move by Weight Watchers.
It's buying a company that will make it easier to access a popular weight loss drug. So many people have been talking about this, and it's been written about many places. But now Weight Watchers getting involved.
I know, it's kind of interesting. And the deal, it's a $106 million deal.
Wow.
And Weight Watchers is acquiring the digital health platform Sequence. So services include telehealth visits and prescriptions for weight loss drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy. But doctors have been sounding the alarm about the side effects of the medications and really emphasizing that these are for diabetes and not approved for shedding pounds. Some people who have taken them say they've experienced more weight gain, facial aging, and also organ inflammation. And the rise in the popularity of the drugs has caused a shortage, which is just so sad for people with diabetes who rely on this to lower their blood sugar. So hopefully the more we talk about it, the less likely people are to turn to that for weight loss, because it's, you know, robbing people who really need it.
Well, it's not only doing that, but as you said, the side effects can be, you know, a real thing. I mean, I know someone who was on this and they went off of it and they gained twice as much weight back, because what doctors are saying, if you're diabetic, you're on it for the rest of your life, right? If you're just a person taking it for weight loss, you lose the 10, 20 pounds you want to, but if you've made no lifestyle changes, it's going to come back.
You have to make the lifestyle changes to maintain anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know, hard work.
I know. Everybody hates it, but we have to do it for results.
There's no easy way out, is there? All right, time right now, 9:27. We're heading back out to the mountains as crews slowly clear the snow. Plus,
an update on the Big Bear Eagles. Have Jackie and Shadow accepted that their eggs won't hatch?
This is Kcal News Mornings.
Welcome back. This is Kcal News Mornings at 9.
Here's what's happening right now.
Major progress in the San Bernardino Mountains, where major roads have finally reopened for residents.
But people are still desperate to get essentials like food and medication. Kcal News reporter Tina Patel talked to concerned residents in Crestline this morning.
Progress is being made. We were able to get up here to Crestline, and mountain residents can now come and go without escorts. You can see the roads here have been plowed, but there are a lot of secondary roads that still need to be cleared. San Bernardino crews have been working around the clock. They say they've now cleared more than 430 miles of roadway. That's about 85% of the roads up here. But secondary roads where people live, those are still the ones that are still having issues. There are a number of people that say that they're still buried in their homes. Their cars are still buried. They're having to walk to get out. They are grateful for county crews for everything that has been done, but they do think that the crews should have been more prepared and should have responded earlier. And they're worried about another storm moving in later this week. We talked to one man who said he's just grateful that he can now get to work.
I get to go to work. I left Sunday to go to Victorville because my family lives up there, and I was able to go to work Sunday because it was a week and a half that I haven't worked. Yeah.
Right now, the mountain communities are still closed to visitors, so there are checkpoints on Highway 18, 38, and 330. CHP will be checking addresses before letting anyone up. In Crestline, Tina Patel, Kcal News.
Tina, thank you. Well, the seemingly never-ending drama and sadness now of the two eagles trying to make babies in Big Bear is about to become a plot line for a CBS drama.
Really?
As we take a live look at the eagle cam, we just see those two eggs there with no one on them. The world has been watching with bated breath as Jackie and Shadow take turns sitting on the eggs, waiting for them to hatch, but now it appears that's not going to happen, and Jackie seems to have accepted that. Recently, she made a midday visit to the nest, but didn't sit on the eggs all day. And Shadow seems more reluctant to let go. He sat on them a few times on the nest and was in and out like he couldn't really make up his mind. So sad. The parental drama has been catching the eye of showrunners at NCIS, and now the Eagles will be featured on an upcoming episode. So if you want to check them out, tune into CBS Monday night, March 13th at 9 p.m. And this just, seeing those eggs abandoned like that makes me so sad because they were so dedicated in the snow and the rain and the wind and everything.
I know they're better parents than humans a lot of the time. I do find it kind of funny that we live in Los Angeles and of course a plot line would emerge from our winter weather and everybody watching an eagle cam. Like,
exactly.
It's such an LA story.
It is.
Oh, okay. Well, Paul, you know, you see the nest out there. It is sad that the eggs are just sitting there, but all that snow is still sitting around.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah, Big Bear last week, about 10 days ago to 17 days ago, had 13 feet of snowfall. There are some record snowfall totals in the mountains. Way too much for the roads, way too much, especially for the secondary roads, for some roofs, but immense amounts of snowfall out there. The next storm, if it comes in, is going to be more rain than anything else, up to about 9,000 feet. One live cam to another. Both are looking good today. Downtown Los Angeles, 55 degrees. The chill continues. 15 straight days cooler than average. That's tough to do. We may run that to about 20 before we likely will finally hop above average early next week. We are dry for the next couple days. We needed a prolonged dry stretch. It's not going to last a couple weeks. It'll last almost a week. Today through Thursday is looking mainly dry. Let's get to your extended forecast. Pleasant weather the next 3 days, mid to upper 60s. We do have a rain chance on Friday. The brunt of the storm stays north. We're looking at light to moderate rain Friday afternoon through Saturday morning. Look at next Monday, a high of 70 degrees. And for our valleys, we are pleasant today and tomorrow. Still cooler than average, low 60s. Thursday, we have a high of 68. Rain chance on Friday. That may linger until Saturday morning. And then next week, we're back up to about 71 degrees. Won't normal weather feel so nice?
Yes, but
when that happens?
I'm turning my attitude around if I get to sleep in Saturday morning to a little rain.
Oh, good. We got to the morning and the attitude has turned around.
I'm getting there. I'm not quite there yet.
Switching
I'm getting there.
You'll get there by Thursday.
All right, well, let's take a coffee break.
Okay.
You can, you know, adjust during the coffee break. And we're starting with some new insight into how a lot of Americans' lives are taking a backseat to inflation.
Yes, according to a new study, more than half of Americans are having to make a real effort to cut back on their spending to make ends meet. And it's having an impact, it turns out, on their mental health. Researchers took the survey to see how people were responding to inflation and found the current economic crisis is hitting young people and women especially hard. It also revealed the biggest thing people are cutting back on to stretch their budgets: social events like weddings, birthdays, even dates. And I find that really sad because during the pandemic, isn't that we all said, oh, I can't wait till we can get back and, you know, do these social things, while others are giving up on their gym memberships and group fitness classes. Again, things we really missed when everything was locked down. But people opting for cheaper or even free ways of exercising instead.
But also the pandemic, I think, made people adjust and realize maybe these things aren't so important. Like I was invited to a wedding this summer and they canceled it, so they're buying a house instead.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was a little disappointed, but I'm sure they're going to be happy with the house.
I'm sure they'll invite you to the house.
Yeah, we'll go over there for drinks.
It'll be the same
something.
thing. Yeah, there you go.
I feel like I've been reading people doing this with their those apps that you don't realize that are reoccurring, and you end up having like
$14.99, $12.99, yeah.
$30 here, $5 here, it all adds up.
Oh yeah.
Subscriptions.
What, we hate those, but we love those. Hey, speaking of ways to get the most out of your money, one TikToker sparked a pretty big debate online after sharing his way of flying first class for the price of a seat in economy.
Tell me more.
I know, interesting. He called it the poor man's first class, and it involves buying a full row of fully refundable, that's the key word here, plane tickets.
He's that guy.
It's super dirty.
He is that guy.
and then returning all but one of them 45 minutes before boarding. He says this hack works because airlines won't have enough time to resell those tickets,
Has he
which
heard of standby?
means, okay, so here you go, which means that you'd have the whole row to yourself. But a lot of people are pushing back, saying what Paul said, hey, they could easily fill the seats with people who are on standby. Others are saying that this might just mess everybody else up because airlines would be possibly doing away with fully refundable tickets, so people don't do that. I don't really see them doing that though, just because of everything we.
I could see this backfiring where it's like, oh no, we changed our policy yesterday, and now you have to buy all the tickets. So he's not actually flying first class; he's buying a row of.
He's buying a row of tickets.
Got it.
And
Calling
then
it a four-man first class.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
But
Thank you for clarifying.
He should do a TikTok when somebody sits in the middle seat next to him and he's all disappointed when they figure it out.
But here's,
17B.
But here's the thing, though. You have to have the money to buy the 3 tickets. I don't care if it's fully refundable, but if you don't have the money for the extra. But we're trying to get out of debt, you guys. 2023, let's get out of debt.
Just charge it. Come on.
All right.
Simple.
Here's an interesting one. If you want to look back at some of your favorite memories, you probably flip through the pages of your photo albums or your old home videos. But how would you actually like to feel what it's like to relive some of those moments?
Oh, there's plenty I don't want to relive.
That's true. New
Jamie's
app,
like hard pass.
it's called Whist, is making that possible now by turning videos you take through the app into immersive 3D memories. So you can experience them either through your phone screen, or if you want to fully immerse yourself, you can do it through a virtual reality headset. The app's creator said you can also use it to share moments with people across the country. So a lot of people are really excited about this, as per usual. Others kind of creeped out and comparing it to an episode of Black Mirror on Netflix.
That's a creepy show.
This struck me though because I think about all the people I've lost and the memories I wish I could relive with them. And so to me that was appealing. And being able to share like a newborn baby with someone who's maybe stuck across the country.
I think the distance thing would work. Something that's happening now, but you can't be there. But some memories I just feel like it's precious because it only happened once. And therefore I treasure it because I have to remember because I can't do it again.
That's
exactly.
True. Yeah, there are plenty of those too. But
there are pros and cons like everything.
Yes. Creepy and exciting both.
You want to talk about food?
I want to
Gorging
talk about
yourself with
Hugh Jackman.
Okay, I was taking the food angle, you take the Hugh Jackman angle, we make everywhere. I'm rolling at the R's again, I can't do it. Hugh Jackman is getting ready to reprise Wolverine in the upcoming Deadpool 3 movie, but bringing the character back to life, a lot of hard work, a lot of calories. The actor shared a glimpse into a 6-month-long diet. 6 months! To become Wolverine on social media. Here's what it took. A lot of food. 2 grass-fed sirloin steaks with noodles. This is every day. 2 chicken burgers with sweet potatoes every day.
Yum.
Black bass with rice every day. Salmon with potatoes. That's like 4 days worth of dinner. He did that every day. 8,000 calories per day. Of course, his routine for Hugh Jackman or the food. Of course, his routine involves a lot of working out too, all in an effort to look at those biceps. To bulk him up to make him look like the superhero. I stand down, I let Jamie take it over.
Everyone knows that I love an Australian.
This actually sounds like a great diet.
Yeah, as long as you're
much
working
better
out
than
too.
the starvation diets that the actors
I know.
have to go through.
Let's stop talking about Ozempic. Let's talk about the $8,000 calorie diet.
Steak and salmon.
All good food. Makes me hungry.
I know.
Looks really good.
Is it time yet?
It's only a coffee break now, so we have to wait for
Not a breakfast break. Brunch is next.
Hugh Jackman beating steak right now.
Coming up, what is the best food delivery service for all those calories?
Call him now, deliver here.
CNET's putting them to the test, and we have the results.
NFL Network's Rich Eisen sharing and dishing several rumors he has heard at the Combine. Those rumors are juicy, and one involves, that guy, Tom Brady.
50 now, right?
He's, no, not quite.
Was your main food delivery option, and now you can get almost anything delivered to your home with a variety of services. CNET compared them to see which ones were the best, and Abrar Al-Hiti from CNET is here with us with all the details. Welcome, always great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So first, how did you do this? How did you put these all to the test, and how did you choose which ones to test?
Right, so it can be hard to decide which one to go with. What we did is we chose restaurants that were close to each other and about 5 miles from a suburban location. And then we also looked at how being in an urban area might affect things like time and cost.
Okay, so what were your favorites? What were the results that you found from the scientific survey, and why?
So Uber Eats, which actually owns Postmates too, that is an app where if you want the most options, that's probably where you'll want to go. They have the most partnerships with restaurants. The trade-off there is that you will have to pay more. So you'll pay about $9.50 for delivery and service fees if you're in a suburban area, but you'll pay less if you're in an urban area, just around $3 to $4. So that's the best for that option. If you want the best deals though, Grubhub is really the place to go. You'll find a lot of deals just prominently on the homepage there. You'll pay a little bit less for delivery there versus Uber Eats and Postmates. But then DoorDash is really the place to go if you want more than just food delivery. If you want to have something ordered from Sephora or something from Walgreens, grocery stores, convenience stores, beauty products can all be delivered through DoorDash. And then there's Toast Takeout, which is another option. It has fewer partnerships, but the appeal of Toast Takeout is that it doesn't charge restaurants commission fees. And that's something that a lot of restaurants have had a hard time with, because when you order through these apps do take a large chunk out of businesses. So if you want to support local businesses more, Toast Takeout will be the best option for you.
So wait, I'm still hung up on Uber Eats owns Postmates. That sounds like kind of why are they separate companies then and not just all under one umbrella?
That's a great question. It's interesting to see how companies, decide whether or not to just come under one roof. The difference here, really the main difference, is with Uber Eats. It's still very closely connected to that classic Uber app where you can just hail a ride to. You can't hail a ride through Postmates. That's still simply just for food delivery. But Uber Eats is kind of like closer to what you would get with the standard baseline Uber app as well.
So did you notice that any of them maybe ran late or didn't have great service, or that some service was exceptional and arrived on time?
Yeah, so the fastest one would be Uber Eats and Postmates, but if you are willing to wait a little bit longer, then I would say DoorDash is going to be the one where you might have to wait 40 to 50 minutes. Same thing with Grubhub. You do pay less. I mean, that's the trade-off here. If you want your food quickly, you're going to pay for it. And if you're willing to get a couple dollars off, you might have to wait between 45 to 50 minutes. And it varies. Sometimes if you're in an urban location, it's going to be faster. Sometimes it's going to be around the same time. So with DoorDash, I know in a suburban location versus an urban location, it's pretty similar wait times there.
And obviously the pandemic changed everything when it came to food delivery and delivery for everything else, right? Did you notice that any of them emerged on top because of the pandemic?
The pandemic was a huge help for these apps. I mean, this is something that I think a lot of people, even after we've gone back to our normal ways of living, we still rely on these things. I still use these apps a lot. I think it's something that is going to stick around for a very long time. I know these apps saw a surge in use, and it's probably, gone down since then. But I do think a lot of people just got used to the habit. And in addition to having things delivered, you can also just use the app for pickup. So even if you can just drive somewhere or walk somewhere, you got used to just ordering things on your phone, and you can just have it ready to go when you show up at the restaurant.
And you know what else has increased? The price. Because we know that gas prices have gone up, and obviously they have to pass that on to the consumer. But are people so hooked on these services now that they're able to raise the price, and they know the demand will still be there?
That's a very real thing. I think they know that people are now very much dependent on these things and got used to it. What I will say is I would highly recommend seeing if you can find any deals with these apps. I know that through my bank, I can get deals through DoorDash and have free delivery. So that's something that I've been leaning towards. So check your credit cards and your banks and see if they have any special deals with these apps, and then you can kind of overcome those higher prices.
All right. Well, thank you for breaking it all down for us, because there are a lot of options out there, and sometimes we just stick with the one we know, right? Even though it's not the best one. Abrar Al-Hiti from CNET, thanks so much for joining us. And you can find more information about CNET by going to kcalnews.com and clicking Seen on TV. And now let's head over to Amy Johnson to see what's coming up on the 10 at 10.
Good morning, Ruta Bay. Here are some of the stories that we're tracking for you this morning.
Empty streets, boarded up businesses, locked doors. It was a ghost town.
Kcal senior reporter Ross Colombo joins us with new data on just how downtown businesses are rebounding from the pandemic. Plus, caught on camera, smash and grab thieves leave a trail of destruction stretching from Koreatown to Hollywood. We'll have those stories and so much more when we see you in just about 10 minutes at the 10 at 10.
local news doesn't happen here.
It happens here.
And here.
Yeah, news happens here.
And we have you covered here.
Kcal 9 is now Kcal News.
Taking a live look out at Catalina right now. So beautiful out there. Look at the ocean and the sun shining. It's so green after all the rain we've had.
I love this song, by the way.
This song is great, right? It's a good way to start the day.
Exactly. Sorry, I guess I have to talk now. All that snow from last week's storms was too much for a mobile home community in Central California. Several families living in the Sierra Springs RV Park and Bass Lake stayed behind when a mandatory evacuation order was issued. Since then, several carports have collapsed under the weight of the snow. The roof of 2 homes have also collapsed.
2 African-American moguls are reportedly looking to buy the Black entertainment network BET from our parent company, Paramount Global. Filmmaker and studio owner Tyler Perry has expressed interest, and now Byron Allen of the Allen Media Group is throwing his name into the ring. Perry has close ties with BET's CEO Scott Mills and Paramount Global CEO Bob Bakish. He has supplied several shows to the network over the years. No word yet on a price tag. Elon Musk has 2 bulky bodyguards with him, even when he goes to the bathroom. That's what a Twitter staffer says about the billionaire's visits to Twitter's headquarters in San Francisco. Musk forced massive layoffs, you'll recall, at the social media giant when he took over the company late last year. He demanded employees commit to, quote, extremely hardcore working practices. You remember that, including long hours at high intensity. And he has installed beds at Twitter headquarters. I mean, he is the richest man in the world, so I guess it makes sense to have 2 bodyguards in the bathroom with you, right?
No, that's just weird. NFL quarterback Tom Brady has retired twice, but will he unretire twice? What do you think, Rudabeh? I know you're thrilled if he makes a comeback.
Tom Brady may not be done after all. What? It's a couple people are like, just hang on, just you wait.
You've got to be kidding me. NFL Network anchor Rich Eisen revealed the latest rumor about the GOAT, Tom Brady, may be making another comeback. Some speculate he would play for the Las Vegas Raiders, so we could just drive on over. But Eisen says keep an eye out for Miami if its current QB is not medically cleared for next season. We'll
He's
have
in
to
Florida,
see.
right?
Yeah, so it'd just be a little.
I can't wait to
hop,
talk
skip, and
about
jump.
him more.
I know, he's your
Have him
favorite
dominate
topic.
news coverage again.
Let's stump the studio.
Yeah, let's do it.
We did get some hints on this one, though, Kalina.
I kind of figured, but it's okay. So earlier we had
didn't.
trivia
You
about our.
didn't? No.
Oh, good. Okay. We had trivia about our morning guest, Danny Trejo. So here are the questions for you. What famous filmmaker is related to Danny Trejo?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No.
Okay. A. Andy Garcia. B. Robert Rodriguez. C. Eva Longoria. Or D. Guillermo del Toro.
I'm going to take myself out of this because he didn't.
Andy Garcia?
No.
Jamie's not going to answer.
Try again.
What are the other
Okay,
options?
B.
It's Robert
Rodriguez.
Oh.
Okay, so I saw a video on this, and apparently they were shooting Desperado. And apparently Robert Rodriguez invited his family to the set, and Danny Trejo invited his family to the set. And then the families were there, and they were like, wait a minute, we're all related. This is the same
They didn't know
family.
that
Yeah.
until they were all there together on set?
They were all there
Crazy.
together.
It's amazing. Back in 1995,
Wow.
before Ancestry.com.
Those were the days.
Right?
Good old
I think
days.
they're second cousins, right? Did
Yeah,
you say
second
cousins?
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
it could happen that way, you know.
Love learning about Danny Trejo.
I love Danny.
So
Trejo. Wasn't he
It's
great,
awesome to have him
guys?
He
here.
was so great.
He's so great. Such a
And the
nice
singer
man.
was amazing. I can't get over that. Her
Amara
voice was
J.
just beautiful.
Yes, check her out.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be something.
Definitely going to be something. She's amazing. And thank you for watching Kcal News Mornings at 9. We'll be here with local updates throughout the day.
Remember, we're always on at kcalnews.com and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. The 10 at 10 with Amy Johnson coming up next.